are back for part 3, and Charlie has come out of the woodwork for the first time. So obviously Charlie likes Kelly now.
Hi. That's so cute.
Charlie, Charlie is our my fat cat at
He's
least.
Fat. You're fat.
He eats too much. All right, so here we are, part 3. This will kind of be the wrap-up part.
Yeah.
So I had you borrow 7, and you had an extreme reaction to the movie 7. Now let me tell you how I feel about 7.
All right.
So 7 I watched probably when I was in maybe late middle school, early high school for the first time, and I like movies like that. I like psychological thrillers, horror movies, cop dramas. I'm a huge Brad Pitt fan. Love Morgan Freeman. This was before I was a huge Kevin Spacey fan, but I am a huge Kevin Spacey fan now. And they're all in this, and it's being a horror fan, there's also all those elements too. So you've got all these people getting killed, and it's all horrible in horrible ways. I don't know who did the makeup for that movie. It might be Rob Bottin who did The Thing, because I know he did the makeup for Fight Club.
Oh, interesting.
But it is a very disgusting movie, and like as I get older, there are certain movies, horror movies, that I can't take as I used to when I was younger.
Yeah, you don't understand them as much.
Yeah, you grow up and you realize all the real horrors that are out there in the world, and you're like, you know what, this is just a little too much.
Yeah.
I watched something recently, and I realized that like some horror movie was just it just got way over the top, and I don't need to be watching this.
Yeah.
But there are some where you can kind of be like, okay, this is just a fantasy, but there are others where it's like that's a little too real.
Too much. Yeah, I don't.
But 7 for me is, if I rate movies on a scale of 1 to 5, it's definitely a 5, probably in my top 20 favorite movies of all time.
Gotcha.
And it was on that top 250 list of IMDb. I'm not sure where at,
Yeah.
but it was up there
It
pretty
was.
high, and you hadn't seen it, and I was like, well, there you go.
Yeah.
But I love the movie, and I think it's awesome, and it's one that I can watch all the time. As it shows up here in the mail, I'll fucking watch it as soon as it gets in. But you, not being a horror fan, film fan, notwithstanding, the way you felt about it goes beyond that. So, how did you feel watching it for the first? You've never seen it before.
No, I didn't even know what it was about. I had no.
Had no idea what it was about at all.
No, I had no idea.
Have you
Nothing going into
heard of it before?
I have heard of it, but I had never. Nobody's ever said anything to me like what it was about. Already from the beginning, I can tell like it wasn't my kind of movie, but that's fine. That doesn't mean I'm not gonna like it.
Exactly.
It's just not the movie that I'm like. Because I usually like really happy-go-lucky, fun.
They're easier to watch.
Enjoying, I like to enjoy my movies, not like get pissed off.
Well, okay, let me slow you down there. So, like, as I've said, you don't really like horror movies, but we'll get into that. So you don't ever feel like, you know what, I feel like something deeper tonight, or maybe something scary
like
tonight, maybe.
I do, but it's just not often. It's not that often. Usually when something like that comes up, I'm at home, I got nothing else to do, and I feel like being lazy. I'm like, this is a good day to sit in my bedroom, lay in my bed, and just watch a movie by myself. I like watching movies with other people, but sometimes I really do enjoy it by myself, because then I can watch whatever I want.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, oh, this is a weird indie movie. Oh, I'll watch it, because my baby, wouldn't want to watch it. But anyway,
so let's go through the movie before you get to the end of it. So you're watching it.
It's just one of those days. I didn't have anything else to do, and my sister was there, and I was like, hey, she's like, what should we watch? I was like, well, I got this whole thing of movies over here that Matt wants me to watch.
This whole eclectic, have you heard of any of these movies?
So I was like looking.
This
at
is
all
my
of them,
education
and
right
I gave
here.
her 2 choices. I can't remember what the other one was. And she's like, oh, let's watch something.
Didn't you watch Enchanted the same day?
No, it was the day before.
Okay.
And
she'd seen 7.
She hadn't seen it.
She hadn't seen it either? Okay.
So I was like, hey, I'll put it on. So we put it on, and I looked at the cover, because it has the journal.
Oh, it's got the
and,
fingers.
Yeah,
and
and all the pictures, and so I was like, oh, okay, that's
I can do that with
interesting.
my fingers because I'm double jointed. I'm not gonna do it right now though.
So I put it in, and we start watching it, and like I said, I can already tell just from the beginning. I was like, okay,
It's super
not
dark.
kind of
It is
movie.
super dark and
not
gritty.
what I usually go for.
It's raining.
Yeah, it is very dark, definitely.
It's so sad.
And I didn't mind it. Like I was like, oh, this is really interesting. And my sister and I were kind of getting into it,
The mystery of it.
Who is he gonna hit next? What's next? What next? sin is coming up, and
How's
so
he
we were
gonna
getting into
do
like
it?
I was very involved in it. If I hated it, I would have been like, fuck this movie, I don't care, I don't give a shit about this.
Turn it off.
No, but I was really into it. And when it shows you Brad Pitt and you kind of get attached to him, there's something about him being so emotional, and he's wrath, which you find out eventually.
He's full of himself.
Yeah,
he gets pissed off easily.
He does. I mean, that's how he is. If I had any sin, that's probably be one of mine. That's, I mean, and I get
That's
it.
the way America's going,
That's,
though.
you're so passionate about something, or you get so involved and so emotional. And he was.
Didn't he transfer to there? Like, he transferred from somewhere else, and then, like, Morgan Freeman's like, this is, like, the worst place you can be. Why would you want to be here?
Why would you want this case, or,
And Arlie Ermy is the captain in that movie.
Yes, he is. He is.
And he's not yelling.
No.
He's just stern at some points.
He's not really in it all that much. But I was enjoying it. It's not my kind of movie, and I was getting into it, and I got attached to the characters.
And Gwyneth Paltrow's talking to Morgan
And
Freeman,
she's not
and
in
she's
it.
like,
Yeah, she's not
no,
even
I'm
in
pregnant.
it that much.
I haven't told him. How do I tell him?
Yeah, but she has this sweet demeanor, and
But she's Gwyneth Paltrow.
Yeah.
And that's where they hook you.
And I mean, you like her.
You can relate to her.
You automatically like her. You're like, okay, she's a sweet wife, and she's doing this for her husband, even though she's not happy, but she's, gonna go through this with him. And you only see her, 3 times. And the last time you see her, she's laying in bed, and he comes up and he says, "I love you," and like, oh God, I'm the kind of person that like, I hate when bad things happen to good people.
That's why I can't watch movies about kids.
I hate it. I can't. It just blows my mind. Like, they don't deserve shit like this. Like, it kills me.
Did you see Alpha Dog?
Yeah, I have seen
and
Alpha Dog.
they kill
They
dude
kill
at the
kid.
end. Like,
Yeah.
I can't watch shit like that. I hate shit like that.
Yeah. And so, and my sister and I, we were watching it, like, they find Kevin Spacey. I knew Kevin Spacey was the bad guy. I already knew.
Oh, did you know that?
Yeah, I think you told me.
Okay, yeah, maybe I did tell you.
And
Yeah,
so I
because
was like, okay, so I knew what he
awesome.
looked like. I knew what to expect. And so,
He comes in, detectives!
yeah,
And he's got
obviously-
blood all over his hands and all over him. Get down on the ground!
So obviously he's up to no good. There's something going on,
Oh,
So
and they fucking go to his apartment, and,
Yeah.
and he's just kind of like a shadow figure in a trench
Yeah.
coat and a hat.
Yeah.
And they're reading his notebooks, and he's like, I was on the
Or he
subway
takes a picture
today.
of him. He's the freaking paparazzi guy that comes over and starts taking pictures, and then Brad Pitt gets all pissed off. And,
Is he?
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
Wow.
Because like later.
Learn something? I've been watching this movie for years.
Yeah, because later they maybe when they finally get into his apartment, they go in. Brad Pitt goes into this room where all the pictures are at, the red room, and there's pictures of him on the stairwell with Morgan Freeman, and he goes, "That fucking asshole. That was him."
I don't think I ever caught that.
Yeah, it's him. So,
Did you go back and watch it?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll pay attention
Yeah,
when
pay
I watch
attention
it.
next time. But
Interesting.
where was I leaving off?
You were talking about Kevin Spacey.
Oh, okay, yeah, so it's Kevin Spacey, and so it gets to the part where he has that whole plan. You need to drive me, you need to take me this way, or you're gonna find 2 bodies, blah blah blah. Anyway, so my sister and I are
At the
sitting
end.
there and we're trying to figure out, okay, so how's this gonna work?
Hold on, before we get to that part, what about the sins and shit? Leland Orser, you probably don't know who that guy is by name, but he's the guy that's having sex with the prostitute, and he hooks up that fucking
yes.
knife
Ooh, yeah.
penis sheath onto him, and he can't get it off, and
Yeah.
and when he's talking and he's stuttering and he's hyperventilating, and he can
made
barely
me
get the
do
words
it,
out.
he made me fuck her.
He made me fuck her.
Yeah, that's rough. Took me a second to realize, because I got kind of lost. I was like, okay, so they go to the leather shop, and you're like, okay, so wait, where's this going? And then
All they do is show you kind of like a fuzzy
Yeah,
picture, and
and
it's like a
then-
penis cover with a knife on the
yeah,
end
and
of
then
it.
they show her. They show you her in the red light room down there in the brothel, whatever the fuck it is. But
The arcade.
and so I had to kind of think about it for a minute, and I'm like, why is that guy crying? It's okay, she's obviously bloody. And then, when he's sitting there talking, they're interrogating him or whatever, and they're talking, he says that. I'm like, finally, something clicked. I was like, oh my god, okay, that's a lot worse than I thought it was going to be. My sister looks over at me, and she's very, very naive.
Okay.
And looks over and she's like, I don't get it. I'm like, don't
want to.
don't worry about it. It's not a big
Just forget about it.
Oh man. So yeah, I mean the way he
What
was
is-
killing all those people was pretty
What did you
cool.
think the worst one was? That
The
one?
worst one?
That one probably. Well, you got the one where he glues the pills or the phone into the girl's hands because he cut up her face.
For pride.
Yeah, and either she takes the pills.
I
or
think the one
calls
that
the
grossed
police.
me out the most was probably how they made that guy eat till he just exploded.
The first one.
Yeah, that one
Sloth?
was gluttony.
Gluttony. Sloth was pretty fucked
That one
up
was
too, where he
pretty-
takes a picture of the guy every single day for like a year.
And he's alive. Oh
And
my
he's
god,
alive.
that part where he like starts breathing. My sister and I jumped. Like I swear we jumped like.
Because
2
you didn't
feet in the
expect
air.
him to
Like,
go.
Oh my god, he's alive.
Oh man.
Yeah. Oh man. I mean, that one was rough. But there's something about overeating. Like I can't imagine eating so much that your stomach just implodes. I don't know. That just grossed me out.
Yeah.
Um.
Okay, so
But yeah,
we're
so
at
anyway,
the end of the
back
movie.
Then, so yeah, my sister and I are trying to figure out, okay, how's this gonna work? How it's gonna either be really bad. So we were thinking, this is what we thought. They're like, okay, 2 bodies. It's gonna be his wife and his kid. He doesn't know he has a kid, you know. So it's gonna be
Okay,
the
so you
baby
knew it was gonna be that
and his
bad.
wife. Yeah. Well, we knew. I was like, you know what? They wouldn't just not. The way they had the movie set
Because it
up.
hasn't resolved yet, and this is
Yeah, the
clearly
way the
end of
movie
the
set
movie.
up was like where's Gwyneth Paltrow? She hasn't showed up. Like there's no obviously this means that it's gonna be her, or you know, it just kind of led up that way. We kind of got that. However, I had it set in my mind that like you know this movie it's fucked up. It's really fucked up. But he's you know. But I was hoping I had that 1 ounce of hope, thinking like she will be okay. They will figure it out. Maybe she'll be
there'll be a
blooded up
good
and
ending
beaten
at
up,
this.
but she'll be alive. At least she'll be alive. Or maybe he killed the baby. I don't know. Anyway, I was just hoping
Like maybe
that,
he'll get out and kind of hold her hostage with
Yeah,
a gun or something.
Yeah, I was like, I knew it'd be something effed up. Maybe he, like I said, maybe he would have killed their unborn baby and she would still be alive. I don't know. But like I said,
You know, that was going to actually be Dutch. Originally, was going to be this trilogy. It was going to start with Duct Tape, and then you were going to find out Georgia was pregnant at the end of it. And at the end of the second one, they were going to, whoever the bad guys were going to cut the baby out of Georgia.
Oh man.
Or stab her in the stomach or something, and she
Something.
was going to lose it. And then the third one was going to be like Thick Crust, where she dies.
Gotcha.
That's what
the
the original plan, and then Patrick flaked, and suddenly just became Dutch, and then we lost everything. All this cool 3-part movie
Good.
idea I
This
had.
was meant to happen.
Yeah. Okay, so
But that's what we kept thinking. Like I said, I kept having that hope. I had expectations that she would survive. And so then when Morgan Freeman gets that package, I'm like, oh fuck. I was like, okay.
you thought it was going to be the baby
that
in
was
there,
gonna be the baby. Yeah. And
which probably would have been worse.
Yeah, it probably would have been worse. But there's.
But she didn't
I
even have a
wasn't-
belly,
I
so
wasn't-
this is what it would have been.
Yeah, but you know what? I wasn't that, and I wasn't attached to it. I mean, it sucks when babies die. It sucks when the kid, you know what I mean. But
It just happened.
I had a connection with Gwyneth Paltrow's character, and so I felt more for her than non-existent baby. You never see it. You know what I mean? It's like so. So yeah, when he brings out the box and you see his
opens it,
face,
he goes,
and I love how they don't. I'm glad they didn't show it. I love how they just let your mind imagine. Like, can you imagine?
just thinking about it's giving me chills.
And
Because he reacts
then
really well.
I didn't know what to think until I saw his reaction. I was like,
Because he'd seen everything that he'd done up to that
yeah.
point.
Yeah, I was
And
so...
that's where he gets shocked.
I was so angry. And then he looks over and you just see them.
What's in
over
the
there in
box?
distance, and you're just like, I just...
And he tries to
I
calm him
didn't
down. He
say
tries to go over there and
anything.
calm him
yeah,
down.
I was dead quiet that entire thing. I'm like, how's this gonna work? Please let me be wrong. Please don't let it be his wife. Yeah, and he starts freaking. And then once Brad Pitt starts just, yeah, what's in the box? And he melts down. And that face he has when he's like, that terror, that absolute terror in his face. And then what pisses me off even more.
Hold on a second.
All right.
We're going to play the end of the movie here.
No.
Alright, we're watching the end of 7. He's cutting open the box. It says fragile. Please handle with care.
God, this horror makes me sick.
He's got a switchblade. That's him cutting open the box.
It's blood. You've made quite a life for yourself.
No, this looks a lot like the end of our movie.
Fuck up, you piece of shit.
They're out in like a desert area in the wilderness. Oh, fuck. The terror on his face.
Yeah, when he looks over, he sees the...
Because look at his Brad Pitt's like, what the fuck's going on? And you're banging your head on the table. He's thinking.
He knows.
California, stay away from here.
that he knows
Stay
that
away from
Brad
here now.
Pitt
Don't
is gonna,
come in here.
You know,
Gonna kill him.
yeah.
Whatever you hear, stay away.
I love this guy too and everything he's in.
John
C.
Doe has the upper hand.
it's Scrubs.
Bill!
But I don't like Scrubs. I've never watched it. I don't like it. Oh, wait, here we go.
What?
I wish I could have lived like you did.
The
It
fuck
looks
you
like
talking
Greg.
about?
You hear me, detective? I'm trying to tell you how much I admire you. And your pretty wife,
Oh, shit.
Tracy.
What'd you fucking say?
It's disturbing how easily a member of the press can purchase information from the men in your precinct.
A member of the press, like you were saying, he was taking the pictures.
I visited your home this morning. After you'd left.
Look at this, Greg.
I tried to play husband.
Oh,
I tried to taste the life of a simple man. It didn't work out. So, I took a souvenir. Her pretty head.
Give me your gun. What's going on over there? Put the gun down. I saw you with the box. Who was in the box?
Because I envy your normal life.
Put the gun down, David.
It seems
Oh,
that
it's so
envy is
sad.
my sin.
Oh, what's in the box?
Give me the
What's in
gun.
the fucking box?
Give me the gun.
He just told you.
You lie! You're a fucking liar!
he was
Shut
almost
up!
right there.
What he wants? He wants you to shoot him.
No! No! You tell me that's not true. That's not true.
Become vengeance, David.
Ah, she's all right. You tell me.
Become wrath.
Tell me she's all right!
You murder a suspect, David.
No!
Just throw it all away, you know.
No!
She begged for her life, detective.
Shut up!
She
Here he
begged for her
comes.
life.
He's gonna say it right here.
For the life of the baby inside of her.
Ah!
Oh, shit. Oh, everything just drained out of his face right there. Oh, the realization on Kevin Spacey's face.
He didn't know.
Oh! He knows he's lost. I know how
Give me the
that
gun.
feels.
David, if you kill him, he will win.
Oh, God!
What about this score?
Oh,
You like this
God!
score?
Oh!
I can see the pain in your face right now, Kelly. Oh shit, we do shit like that in this movie too. And he keeps shooting him. He unloads the clip in him.
And then it ends with him leaving in a car, and that's the end of the movie.
Yeah, they sent him to the nut house or something. So you hated that.
Yeah.
That's what made you hate this movie. And you know what? I get it. I can see why.
Yeah.
Probably never thought you'd see that part again.
Nope, I didn't. No. Yeah, it's just, and Brad Pitt does such like
Yeah, no,
he does such a good job with. I mean, you could tell he's like you could see him. He's repulsed. Like he wants to puke. Like that time when he bends over, he's like, oh my god, okay, I don't know if I could do. You know, just he's sick. He's so emotionally damaged and like hurt by it. He's sick and pissed. You just awesome job. I think Brad Pitt. That's what got me. That's one of the reasons. Like I almost want to cry watching that.
No,
you know?
it's cry worthy.
And you just get, man. And that guy is so bad. Like, it's one of those things, like, he's such a
He is
bad
one of the
fucking
most
person. You
evil characters I've ever seen.
and you don't know what to do because, like, I would want to kill him too. But then again, you don't want him to win. That was one of the things that pissed me off about this. Is like, I'm like hoping, like, Brad Pitt, please don't kill him. I know you want to. I would want to kill him too, but don't give him what he. And then
He kills him.
kills him. And he fucking wins.
He fucking wins. He's dead and he wins, and Brad Pitt goes away, and
And Morgan Freeman just goes on with life.
yeah, Morgan Freeman becomes a lawyer. I don't know.
You know, so
he goes to jail with Andy Dufresne.
It's not. It's just not an enjoyable movie. It's not. Not a bad movie. I'm not saying it's bad, but I don't like it.
Right. You didn't enjoy it. I find it to be a very enjoyable, entertaining film. Not enjoyable in the sense that it's a joyful film, but enjoyable in that it does exactly what it's supposed to do.
But it's a good film because, yeah, I mean, it got me on the edge of my seat. I was guessing. I really got intrigued. I got attached. And then I got pissed off.
And that's all good filmmaking. David Fincher is an excellent filmmaker.
I mean, because I think a good movie is ones that, I mean, they get a good rise out of you. They either make you cry or they make you so happy or, and that definitely, even though it was a negative way, it did get my attention and I did react to it in a big way. So.
And it's movies like that that make me want to be a filmmaker. And have you ever seen Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter?
Mm-mm.
I saw that in theaters, and I was watching it, and I was bored, and I was thinking, like, do I still like movies? What's wrong with me? It's like, I just do not want to watch this movie at all. And it's like, is this the beginning of me not liking movies anymore? But it was just that movie. Yeah. There are bad movies out there, and then there are awesome movies out there that make me realize why I do what I do.
But everybody's different, too. I mean, your definition of a good movie can be different than somebody else's.
It's true,
too.
and
I know you don't like A Midnight. I don't like A Midnight either, but...
I can be a snob that way, and when people start talking about movies that, like, they don't like, that I think are awesome, and not just because I like them, but because they're made well, and and if you think it's stupid,
I definitely think there's people who are ignorant and they say it's bad, but they don't. It's because I don't think because they're not educated enough in that area.
It's just the movies aren't their thing.
Yeah,
and they just go.
Yeah, I think
the casual movie watcher.
I mean, obviously everybody has their own opinion. Everybody has their right to their
own
opinion.
And
however, but there's times where you're just like, you have no fucking idea what you're talking about, so don't say anything about it. Like I've had friends like that too. It's like you can't even. Summer.
I agree. When I was going to say the same thing.
She hates Leonardo DiCaprio.
How could you hate Leonardo DiCaprio?
It fucking drives me insane because she's like, he sucks, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay, let me ask you one thing. How many movies have you seen that he's in? Well, Titanic and Romeo and Juliet. I was like, there's your fucking problem right there. Like, come
Ignorance.
on. You have not... and I've tried to get her to watch certain things, and, like, she just has this hatred for him. And even in those two movies, like, they're not bad. Like, even in them, I mean, of course, like, those are his only two, like, romantic movies.
Those are the movies that make Leonardo DiCaprio beat Leonardo DiCaprio, and then he, like, stopped making movies. But it's still
very good. I mean, they're still very good. But, and I was like, hey, well, you need to watch this, and you need to watch this. It's like, and then tell me you hate him. Don't tell me you hate him after you've only seen two of his movies. You have no...
The Departed?
There's no fucking way. You have no... Not right, but you have no say. I don't know. It just pisses me off.
You can't have an opinion about something without having seen it or having the knowledge to talk about it.
Yeah, and Summer, I love you. You have good taste in
if you ever
most
listen
movies.
To this.
But it's like that one thing.
No, I agree. Insane. I've talked to her about movies, and
she gets
like, I
so judgmental.
Can't talk about movies with you.
Yeah, it's just like I'm gonna like scratch my fingers against the wall. Like just my sister's the same way. But she's like that with romantic movies, and it drives me insane.
Like she only likes them? Or?
No, she hates them.
She hates them?
She hates Great Gatsby, hates Romeo and Juliet.
Leonardo DiCaprio once again?
She likes Leonardo DiCaprio, she does. She's seen all of his other movies, but she's just so...
he is amazing in Great Gatsby.
I know.
He is Gatsby.
He is Gatsby. Like, how do you not
old
like
sport.
Leo? I think he's very
Take a shot every
underrated.
time he says old sport.
Yeah.
You'd be fucked up real quick.
Right? Yeah, I know, right? But like I said, it's one of those things that you don't have enough experience in that. Like I said with my sister, hates romantic movies, but she's never been in love.
Both of them happen to be named Summer, by the way.
It's a stubborn thing. They're just stubborn as hell. But God love them. But that's the same thing with Mike too. I think he talked to you about this with Leo also. He didn't like Leo at first either.
I don't think he talked to me.
He did. He talked about it on
the
podcast. Yeah.
Maybe I tuned him
You
out.
guys looked up the nominations, how many nominations he's had, and all that kind of stuff.
Really?
Yeah.
Maybe I should listen to that.
Is this third podcast?
The part three,
something like that. Anyway, but yeah, because he didn't like him at all at first either. I was like, okay. And the only two he ever saw was Titanic and Romeo and Juliet as well. So I was like, okay, all right.
Like,
before I get pissed
Gilbert
off at
Grape?
you, that's the first one I showed him. That was the first movie I showed him.
Okay, I remember talking about that.
Before
with
I showed
him.
everything else, and
that's right.
And that's the one that he was like, oh, and now he loves him. Like he really respects him. I'm like, don't judge unless you see movies first.
What's that TV show he was on with Kirk Cameron? Growing Pains.
Growing Pains. He played like the friend or something.
I think he played like the little cousin that came in
Yeah.
last season where they jumped the shark.
He was in Roseanne for a little while too. He
Oh,
played
yeah?
the daughter's boy.
No, he wasn't a boyfriend.
No, he
on
wasn't. He
Roseanne.
was like a love interest. He wasn't like in it a lot. He was in it maybe once or twice. But he was a love interest.
Really?
Yeah, he was a teenager in that one.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Joss Whedon used to write for that show.
Really?
That's where he got his start. And then Toy Story, of course, and then Buffy. So.
Yeah. It's crazy.
All right, so that's 7.
That's 7.
And I've been looking forward to talking about that like for 2 weeks.
Show the clip too.
Yes.
Oh man. Just rough.
We should do that more often. Watch clips and kind of
And then, like,
commentate
kinda
on
go.
them.
I
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that. Yeah, that's a good idea.
So let's talk about horror movies.
Okay.
I wanna dig deep into your brain here and see, you know, like what it is that I can do to get you to watch horror movies, or kind of understand a little bit more why you don't like them. Because like, and I'm not saying that you're refusing to watch them, but like if you don't watch them, that's like more people make horror movies than anything else. That's a huge chunk of film history right there.
Yeah.
And, you know, sure, it's easier to watch older horror movies as it is to watch modern horror movies. And then, you know, it goes beyond just like R-rated. There are G-rated ones and PG-13 and so on. So what is it about horror movies and you?
Well, first off, I wasn't really raised in horror movies. My parents are. I mean, my dad likes good horror movies, but my mom doesn't really. So it wasn't something I always.
So being raised in the 80s, that was like the big slasher boom.
Yeah, I don't
no
know,
Friday the
it was
13th,
just
Nightmare on
never
Elm
something
Street.
They wanted to show me, I guess, or something.
Okay,
But,
see, well, let me counterpoint on that. See, I had an aunt. She's no longer with us, but all she did was watch horror movies.
Okay.
She was my mom's younger sister, and you know that's kind of sad, and she's not around anymore.
Yeah.
But all she did was watch horror movies. Every time she went to the video store, she'd rent horror movies, shitty ones, good ones.
Yeah.
And I was kind of force-fed horror movies when I did not want to watch them. I would go and hide. I'd try to cover my eyes.
Yeah.
You know, like Unsolved Mysteries, whenever that music would play, I would fucking freak out.
Yeah.
Same with the Halloween theme song. And then one day I was just like, you know what? I'm going to watch horror movies. I'm going to watch Halloween from beginning to end.
Yeah.
And, you know, kind of conquered my fear that way. And now it's like my favorite kind of movie to watch. Is I'm a huge horror film buff.
Yeah.
I mean, if you look around, like,
Yeah.
though there's not much. But like Alone in the Dark, what is that movie? Some obscure 80s movie? I've got a Thanksgiving like lobby card thing. There's not
Wear
much.
your shirt.
Yeah, all of my shirts. I got a different shirt for every day of the month to wear, and they're all horror movies.
Yeah.
This one I just got, by the way. It's Silver Bullet.
Gotcha. Yeah, I still have that one at home. I need to see it.
Reverend, he was torn apart. Yeah, so that's why I like horror movies, and that's how I got into horror movies, which is the opposite of exactly what you just said.
Opposite of me.
So.
Yeah, I just never. I wasn't. Yeah, one, wasn't raised on it. Two. I'm just different in the way that I don't enjoy movies that make me feel bad.
You don't want to bring something to bring you down.
No, and there are movies that I like watching, like that I have to be in the mood. Like I do. I watch dramas. I watch really sad movies too, but those I can actually relate to. Horror movies, like I
You can't like turn your brain off when you watch them.
Yeah, it's so hard to explain. It's all psychological. It's just
So it's not that they're scary, is it?
No, it's not that I think they're too scary.
I'm not accusing you of something, so you don't need to get defensive here.
Yeah, no, it's not like
We're
not
discussing.
Like, oh, fuck horror movies. You know, it's just not my thing.
It's just a little bit harder to get into.
Yeah, it's hard for me to get
anything
into.
else.
I don't enjoy the way they make me feel unless because there's a few horror movies like The Thing. I've seen it a million times. Still can't. That one does legitimately scare me, but
that's why it's my favorite.
But there's other ones like thrillers, like there's like The Others, and what's another one? I can watch Scream. I can watch Sixth Sense. I can, there's a couple of them I'm like I enjoy, but those are ones I watched as kids. Like I saw them as a kid, and I have good memories with them. Like who I watched it with, or I remember something from
exactly.
it.
You can put yourself in that time.
Yeah, and the only reason I can watch them now and I find them enjoyable is because they bring that back. They bring that memory back to me.
Like
so
your
it's-
first day of filming when I showed the end of Scream 2. Like, I think those movies are super funny. And when
Yeah,
fucking
and
Liev
you can
Schreiber's like,
laugh at-
whoa!
Exactly. So I mean, those ones are fine. I don't mind those, but it's hard. It's really hard for me nowadays to get into them because they don't. I mean, I can always make new memories and like later maybe look back, but it's hard for me to get into them. And then 3, a couple years ago, after this huge breakup, I'm gonna sound like such a baby, but I got like really bad like anxiety issues,
Of course.
and so I had panic attacks. And there's something about watching horror films that make me feel panicky, and that makes me panic more. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, I get that. I
Like-
get that.
Like I can't like the feeling of my heart pounding, like getting like it's an adrenaline
You just
rush.
get anxious.
If I'm watching a movie, all of a sudden like I'm like, oh crap, why am I feeling like this? And then it just triggers it, and I'm.
Does it only happen with horror
panic attack.
movies?
Only with horror movies. Some action movies it gets me like that because you get all hyped
Yeah,
up.
yeah,
and
yeah.
Usually I can try to calm myself down, but because usually horror movies are so negative, it's hard for me to get over that. Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah.
I have to like. There's times when like Mike would be watching. Like I can't watch.
Like maybe go for a jog or something, just
I
kind
can't
of.
watch certain like because he likes certain TV shows, and I feel really bad. I'm sorry, Mike. I wish I will do anything to make sure I don't have a panic attack. That I don't, and I've been really good about it. I haven't had any issues in a while, but I don't. That means I don't want to
Like
try.
what TV shows?
Walking Dead. I can't watch.
Really?
That's
That's sad because that's good entertainment right there.
Like I can get through like the middle of one. Like if I've tried, there's times I've tried watching it with Mike, and then I'm like, babe, I'm sorry. Can you please?
So you haven't seen all of The Walking Dead?
Mm-mm.
God, that second season, man, that blew me away.
So, I mean,
that's
I've heard,
good
but I've
drama
heard
right there.
stuff.
Beyond.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard. I mean, it's just so. Like I said, I'm just one of those. I will do anything to prevent myself from getting there, from getting to that point.
Okay.
So, and I haven't. Like I said, I've been really good. I haven't had that year, but that year was just horrible. And like I went and saw The Fourth Kind around that time, and I had to leave the theater, and it was just,
Only because it was a bad movie, right?
yeah. But no, it's just a bad memory. It's a trigger for me.
You know, that makes sense.
That's the only reason. Like, not that I don't appreciate it. Like, but it's funny because like those ones the ones I watched as a kid, I can watch any day, and it's fine. I'm fine because it has a positive
Yeah.
aura to it. Then unlike, I don't know, it's really hard to explain. People don't usually get it. I'm like, I'm sorry. So usually I just say no, I don't watch horror films instead of trying to explain why I don't.
Well, does it feel good to talk about it?
Yeah, it does a little bit. I was like, I wonder how Matt's gonna react, because he's probably gonna be like, "What? That's stupid."
No, you know what? I totally get that.
So yeah, I was just like, it's one of those things.
See, now I feel bad for trying to get you to watch horror movies.
No, don't feel bad.
Well, I don't mean like I feel bad in that way, but it's like, okay, you know, there are
Psychological
like,
thrillers I can watch. Those aren't too bad.
Have you
some
seen
of
Silence
them,
of the Lambs?
Some of them get them. No, but you let me borrow it, and I'm going to watch
Oh,
it.
did I let you
Yeah,
borrow
I
it?
have it at
The
home.
Criterion one? Yes.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
So, but no, yeah, I'll definitely watch
That'll be
those,
like
and,
7.
yeah.
It doesn't
But
have it
I've
doesn't
heard
have the
about that
ending.
movie for
It
so
doesn't
long.
have
That's
the
one of
ending
those other
that
classic
Seven has.
movies that everybody talks about. I know what it's basically about. So yeah, you don't mind thrillers. I don't mind psychological thrillers. Depending on what kind of horror film.
Well, let's see if we can wean you on
Yeah, let's
some
see if we
horror
can.
movies.
Yeah, exactly. We can.
We'll try and build you up because, like you've seen like Lost Boys. You like Lost Boys.
Yeah, I love Lost Boys.
You know, and that's a horror movie, but like it's lighter. Even though it's about vampires killing people, it is a little bit lighter. It's got more funny lines in it.
Yeah, well, vampire movies I don't mind. The ones that really get me going is certain alien movies,
Ghost
exorcisms,
movies.
and paranormal shit. But that stuff just scares me.
So I'll
Anyway, like that has nothing to do. That doesn't have all to do with just my panicky stuff. But that stuff just freaks me out anyway.
I'll go over my horror movies tonight, tomorrow, whenever, and see if I can just like maybe get you some of the more well-made ones.
Okay.
And try and maybe wean you down. I mean, like, yeah. Have you seen any of the Friday the 13th?
Mm-mm.
No. Okay.
Always heard of them. I have music on my iPod from them.
I mean, they're
never
not-
Actually.
Those are my guilty pleasure horror movies because I love every single one of them. And past like the third or fourth one, it's pretty much garbage.
Yeah.
And there's like 11 of them if you include Freddy vs. Jason, and 12 including the remake.
Yeah.
And I met that guy. It's not up there, but I've got a signed picture from the guy that played Jason in the remake.
That's awesome.
And I love that dude. So Yeah, and you haven't seen Texas Chainsaw Massacre, you told me. Have you seen Nightmare on Elm Street?
I've seen Nightmare on Elm
You've
Street
seen
where
Nightmare on-
Johnny Depp gets eaten by a bed.
Oh, that's right, he is in that.
His
He doesn't
first-
get eaten by a bed, he gets dragged into the dream world, and then all the blood comes
Yeah, he was eaten
splattering
by a
out.
bed. It absorbed him.
Did you see the remake of that?
Mm-mm.
Total garbage.
No.
Like, maybe that's what you should do. I should have you watch like the remakes and then see how terrible
Totally
those
wrong.
are, and then you can watch the originals and be like, you know what, these are good movies.
Yeah, I've seen Nightmare on Elm Street. I've seen the original Halloween.
I'll probably give you guys my copy because that's coming out on the 35th anniversary
Is it?
edition. So, and I just fucking bought that thing on Blu-ray. And I'm keeping my DVD because it's like a collector's edition.
Okay.
But I wanted it on Blu-ray, so I bought it last year in October, and now it's like, oh, brand new 35th anniversary edition.
Gotcha.
Shit pisses me off, but I'll probably end up giving you
Every
guys
time
all.
you're like, oh yeah.
Ah,
I can watch The Mummy too. That's another.
that's
another
more of an action
childhood
movie.
one
That's
that I
closer
love.
to Indiana Jones.
Yeah,
than it is
definitely.
The horror.
Yeah,
that's probably why
that's
you
very
like
true.
that. Yeah, no, and like I bet you anything, about 40% of my movies are probably horror.
Yeah, it's like one of those things too. Like that year, that couple months, I was just having a really shitty time. Any movie from then, I can't watch anymore because it triggers me too. It's like it's a. I'm very affected by.
Well, you know what?
My
You're still growing
emotions
up. You're
and
still young.
people's-
You're
I
only
know.
21 years old. You know, as you get older, you'll learn that sometimes shit's just shit. And it's
Shit.
like whatever.
Yeah.
You'll understand when you're my age. And,
Yes, Sensei.
how we doing on time here? 8:44.
Yeah, I gotta leave at 9.
Okay, yeah, I know.
Okay, I was gonna
I
make
know.
sure because Michael.
But we're at like 3 hours, so I guess we can start wrapping it up. Is there anything else? Oh, TV shows. So I was thinking, like I told you, like if we started watching like a TV show, and we kind of did a
I
wrap
kinda
up.
went through it.
Yeah. So would you want to do that?
Yeah.
Like, I want to watch Breaking Bad. Would you be interested in watching Breaking Bad?
I can attempt to watch Breaking Bad.
Okay.
Okay.
But you said Mike watches it?
Yeah. He used to. I don't know if he does anymore, but he did for a while.
Because I hear it's really, really good. One of the podcasts
I've
I
watched a
listen
few
to.
of them with him.
Tell Him Steve Dave is like one of my favorite podcasts, and the dude on there, he loves that show, and so I was like, you know what, I need to get around to watching
try to
that.
watch it.
And the first season's like 6 episodes long, so next time we meet, hopefully we'll have those.
Okay.
So we'll like do this like once a month or something, or however often you want to get
Sounds
together
good
and
to
do
me.
it.
Yeah.
So Breaking Bad sounds good.
Breaking Bad.
You know what? While we're here, let's talk about How I Met Your Mother before
Okay.
we leave.
Yes. Okay.
All right, so you got me into the show, and
Mhm.
I told you before, I don't think it's the funniest show. Like I
No.
love Sunny.
I don't
It's
think
always
so
Sunny in
either.
Philadelphia.
Yeah.
I think it's hilarious. I think The Office is hilarious. I think Arrested Development is hilarious.
Yeah.
You know, none of those shows have laugh tracks. How I Met Your Mother has a laugh track. It's
It's
a
a
classic.
sitcom.
Yeah, it's a obvious sitcom.
Yeah.
But I think it's super charming. I think the characters are charming. But I'm in the 5th season now, and I hate the 5th season.
What's going on in the 5th season again?
The 5th season started out with Barney and Robin together,
Okay.
which I love. I felt that's the way it should be. I also feel that Ted should be with Lily. And I think that Marshall's just a douchebag.
Funny.
And like, cause like Barney and Robin are like the super power couple, and I think that's fucking awesome. I thought they were great together.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden, it just seems like let's break them up in some weird, awkward kind of way, and it felt forced and it felt too soon when they decided to break up Barney and Robin. Because fucking Robin and Ted got together at the end of a season and went the entire season together. This, same setup, but it was like 5 episodes in.
Okay, but Robin and especially Barney are not used to stuff like this. And so them being so almost exactly the same, they don't
But
get anywhere.
Beyond inside the story, I felt that the writing was kind of bad.
Okay.
That's what I felt. So
Okay.
outside of the show, I felt that they could have
Well,
been a little bit more creative
okay,
with the
well,
way they did it.
Don't keep watching.
Don't keep watching?
No, I said just keep watching. Just trust me.
I will, but where I'm at right now, I've suddenly decided, I suddenly got these feelings like suddenly the show has turned and it's not as good. But
It gets
the second half of the 5th season, like the last 5 episodes of what I'm watching, have definitely got funnier. The episode where it's Lily's birthday and Ted brings a date, fucking hilarious. So it's starting to get better, but like those starting when Barney and Robin break up, and he's all fat and everything. And then the next episode, I forget what the next episode was, and then there's the one where they all decide.
Scuba diver one.
Yeah, I hated that one because they're talking to this girl, and suddenly she's part of the group, and they're telling her a story, and I'm like, no, this is bad writing. This is terrible writing, and it's some elaborate plot to get with the girl at the end. Terrible writing. And then the cigarette episode where they all try and quit smoking. Terrible episode.
I think it's fun when Lily has the voice.
Yeah, that was ridiculous. You like it? I was like, this is gross. This is the grossest episode I've ever seen in my life of anything. And you know what? I think every show does this because The Office. Do you ever watch The Office? Mm-hmm. Near the end, where Steve Carell starts to like leave, you know he's gonna leave. It's like the worst season ever because it starts getting depressing and serious. There's this episode where they flash back to where like it was 5 years before, and he was at like a high school, and he's like, I'm gonna put all you kids through college when you graduate. And then it's like jump back to today. He's like, oh, I thought I was gonna be a millionaire, and he crushes all of these like inner city kids' hopes and dreams by not being able to pay for their college.
Oh man,
it's not funny. It's stupid. I'm like, this is the most offensive episode I've ever seen in my life. I hated it.
Yeah, so that's how I feel about the 7th season of How I Met Your Mother. That's my least favorite. It's good, but
and that's the last one they have on Netflix.
Yeah, it gets really serious. Like there's some things in there. It's like, oh my god, how about it being funny? But I mean, it gets better. But it has to go. It has to be that way because in the next season, that's where everything kind of starts coming together. That's when Ted meets his wife. That's when.
I thought he doesn't meet her until like the end of the 8th season.
Yeah, he meets her at the end.
Okay.
The 8th season, so they're making a 9th, and that's
that's the last season. Yeah.
But don't give up on Barney. I love it.
Okay. Well, I've like read the description of the episodes, and it doesn't look like they get back together. Okay, I'll see what happens. Okay. But yeah, no, the 5th season's getting better.
6th season's rough because the 7th season is really rough.
And that's where I have to stop because that's where Netflix
rough.
stops.
A lot of serious stuff goes on, and a lot of stuff between Robin and Barney goes on in that too. They're not dating, but there's a struggle between them two, trying to realize that.
Yeah, shit's getting real. Shit's getting real on this fucking show all of a sudden.
You find stuff out about Robin. It's intense.
Was she married before?
No.
Really? Because they kind of hinted at that.
No, you'll see. I don't want to ruin it for you. You have to wait and see.
I'll get to it.
But yeah, the 7th season is probably my least favorite. It's just only because it's a tearjerker in some parts. You're like, oof.
Well, so like Marshall's dad dies.
Did you notice that they count down in that episode?
I haven't gotten to that episode.
You haven't? Okay.
No, I was just reading. Like I said, I was reading some of the description of the episode.
When you're watching it, from the very beginning of the episode, there's always like they're either holding the magazine or there's a number on a door or on a clock counting down to
when he finds out. Really?
Yeah. You'll notice it. Just watch it. Like I think it starts at like 30 or something like that. It's very interesting. Mike and I didn't notice it the first 3 times we watched it. Maybe the 4th time we watched the episode,
Did you end up
I was
reading
like,
about it or something?
No, I was just noticing like that's weird. Oh, it's counting. Okay, and then by the time the 0 comes up is when he finds out.
Okay.
It's a count. It's really kind of cool, but
I hate seeing people die in TV shows.
It's sad.
Have you watched Buffy?
No, I haven't.
When her mom dies is like the saddest fucked up thing.
Yeah, it's not fun. The way and the Jason Segel as Marshall really tears you up.
Really?
Yeah, when he finds out, because Anyway, you'll watch it. It's good.
I'll get there.
But it's a very good TV show as a whole. I mean, yeah, it does. I agree. It has its like really retarded stuff in there, but I think it's funny and I enjoy it.
I agree. I think it's funny and I enjoy it too. And I had Melissa watch a couple episodes because it was totally us.
Yeah.
So there's like the episode where they bring the beer and he picks her up from the airport.
Yeah.
And it's like they talk about like ending traditions as they're getting older. I was like, Melissa, watch that one. It's kind of like us. And she cracked her ass up when fucking Ted's like, we should buy a bar. And Barney flips the Monopoly board. She's cracked her ass up on that. And then the episode where Lily and Marshall have Barney and Robin over because they're the other couple. And I was like, this has totally happened to us. But Melissa was like, that was us.
I think we can change them.
And we've totally experienced that with like Casey and Allie because we were the couples for each other.
That's funny.
But with that, I guess that's a sequel podcast for the night.
It is.
Thank you for coming over.
No problem. Thank you.
Thank you for bringing pizza.
You're welcome.
We
Thank you
had-
for my root beer.
Definitely. We had Pizza Plus, Melissa, so go fuck yourself.
It was so yummy.
I'm Matt Bonta.
And I'm Kelly Stoll.
Stay classy, Reno.